everyone. Welcome back to another episode of It Started with a Snake Bite. Today we're going to talk about the boogeyman. So, I want to ask you, have you ever woken up in a cold sweat from a nightmare that you felt was way too real? So, as a kid, for me, my nightmare was the faceless gray man. He would lurk outside of my mom's house in the dead of night, and he would look in through the windows. He would peer through the windows, searching for me. I'm all alone in the house. The lights are off. I'm running from room to room like my life depends on it. I'm scared. I'm like out of breath, and I'm hiding and contorting my body into the most extreme positions. I'm holding my breath just in case, so that I won't be found by the eyes peering in from the dark windows. And no matter where I hide, every time I try to look, I feel his presence pressing closer and closer. It sounds terrifying, right? It is. Now, let me tell you something even scarier. I've lived this nightmare in my waking life. During my divorce, my life became a maze of fear and uncertainty. After I served my ex-husband with an order of protection, I was the most scared I had ever been in my entire life. I stayed up the entire night hugging my son, propped up, telling myself that I could not fall asleep. I was afraid that he would burn the house down with us inside of it. But what he actually did was worse. He sued me for sole custody of my kid, and he used my medical diagnosis as his weapon of choice. Even though he didn't win, after that, it felt like every single decision I made, how I cared for my health, how I earned my money, where I lived, even my harmless posts on social media about me and my kid, I felt like it was all under a microscope. To me, the gray man was no longer in just a dream. He was alive and in my reality. And what's worse was that I chose him. I invited him. And he was disguised as my own self-doubt and the judgment and the persecution that I feared from my ex-husband and from others. I felt like I had to hide, to keep parts of myself locked away. It was easy, just avoid giving anyone ammunition to use against me. It was no longer safe to be me. I mean, seriously. But at the same time, here I am trying to build a coaching business online. And I kept failing and failing and failing. I would get clients, and halfway through, or even a third of the way through, they would leave. And I couldn't understand why. And it was because this was a calling that required me to be visible. It required me to be authentic. It required me to show up unapologetically me. Talk about a collision of fears. This was like no bumper kiss. This was more like a 20-car pileup on the highway. But starting an online business is a lot like confronting the gray man. He's the embodiment of every what if that haunts you. And I have a whole long list of what ifs. What if people don't like what I share? That's a big one for me. What about you? What if they stop following me or don't want to work with me because of what I really think and what I really believe? What if they misunderstand what I'm trying to say? What if they try to cancel me? Cancel culture is real. What if they realize I don't know what the fuck I'm doing? What if I make a mistake and it blows up in my face? What if they sue me or ask for their money back and I can't pay them? What if I run out of money trying to make this happen? What if the people who know me use my vulnerability against me the way that my ex-husband did? What if I compromise my relationship? I don't show up for my kid, chasing success and money. Here's one. What if all the stress triggers the neurosarcoid and I get sick again? Or I have to be hospitalized. Or worse, what if something happens and this neurosarcoid affects my brain in a way where I can't take care of my kid anymore, all because I'm so stressed out from trying to build a business and he has to go live with his dad? What if I succeed and this takes so much more time than I realize and I'm stuck working more hours instead of working less hours? What if I'm just too old for this? I have a ton more, but I think you get the picture. So, do any of these sound familiar for you? I know that for me, sometimes these fears made me wanted to run into the house and bolt the doors and close the blinds and draw the curtains and stay absolutely hidden. Sometimes I wish I had Harry Potter's invisibility cloak. Yes, Harry Potter fan. Only because I want to feel safe. And being vulnerable was not safe for me. But here's the truth. You can't build a business while hiding behind the couch. You can't impact people's lives playing small. You can't create a massive ripple by staying quiet. The gray man feeds on your silence and your hesitation. He grows stronger the more afraid you are, the more you hesitate. The only way to banish him is to turn on the lights, to confront him head on and tell him to fuck off. You are that light. I want you to remember that. So let's be honest, becoming an entrepreneurial, starting a business, it's kind of crazy. And the fears that are going to come up for you are ridiculous. But when you think about it, when you break it down, when you take the time to really analyze it, you're going to realize they're unfounded. They really are. There's always going to be someone who does not like what you share. If someone doesn't like it, you're not doing something right, right? There's going to be people that stop following you. They're going to misunderstand what you're trying to say, the position you're taking. It happens all the time. And it's okay. That just means they're not your tribe. You absolutely do know what you're doing. Even if you're just one step ahead of the person you're helping, you do know what you're doing. We're all going to make mistakes. We're human. That's part of the process. And sometimes it will blow up in your face. Sometimes it may have consequences that you might think are not ideal. But the secret is to find the blessing in it, find the lesson, find what you can stand on and grow and pull yourself up from. You might run out of money trying to make this happen. There are plenty of people who have run out of money, and like it's the temptation to quit, but just keep trusting that even if you have to adjust your course, there is abundance all around you. And if you're running out of money, if that's not working, it's because something inside of you is pushing it away. Let's find it and align it. What if people who I know are using my vulnerability against me? There are people who are going to do that. They're going to capitalize on what you're doing and try to misconstrue it to drag you down. They are the crabs in the box. And as hard as it may be, I want you to just love them for who they are and for where they're at. Because whatever they decide, whatever opinions they make, whatever actions they take, they are not a reflection of you, but of the person. Just to hold space for them, hold grace for them, and just continue to love them in all of their imperfections. They are here to be your teachers, and maybe even thank them for it. I want you to remember you don't have, it's not a this or that. You can create a life that you absolutely love, having this and that. It's not your family or success. It can be both. Once you learn how to balance your life, how to align those perceptions, those false identities, that old programming, you'll realize that you can have it all and so much more than you ever imagined. Your stress can be fun stress, it can be exciting stress. There's always going to be stress in the world. There's stress with meeting a new partner, meeting your soulmate, going on a first date after getting divorced. There's stress with having a baby. There's stress with like buying a new couch. What if it doesn't fit? What if I don't like it? What if it's too expensive? What if I regret this later? There's always stress. We can't live in fear of stress. What if I succeed and this takes up way more time? What if you succeed and it's everything you imagined it to be? And no, you're never too old. Neither am I. So let's stop being scared of the inbox. Let's stop being scared of the camera lens. Let's stop being scared of the messages and comments on your posts. Let's stop overthinking every response like it's a hostage negotiation. If I can stand up to the gray man in my nightmares, if I can walk into my courtroom battles, then you can hit post on that slightly imperfect, maybe a little bit awkward Facebook reel. Okay? The gray man, the boogeyman, your ex, your self doubt, they're all paper tigers. The power they have over you is the power you give them. You can choose to stay hidden, or you can decide to take up space, claim your own story, create a life and a business that reflects your strength, not your fears. Because the truth is, they only win if you stop moving forward. So keep going. Show up. Shine your fucking light as bright as you can shine it, so that all of these shadows have nowhere, absolutely nowhere to hide. I believe everybody has a mission. Everybody has a purpose for being here. And if you've been feeling like your own gray man is keeping you stuck, whether it's fear of judgment, fear of failure, or fear of being vulnerable online, let's tackle it together. You can absolutely do this. I believe in you. I know you have greatness within you. Let's reclaim our power. Let's be the beacon of light in the darkness. Let's stop being afraid and claim what is ours. Remember, the only thing scarier than your fear is never trying at all. Thank you.